and I'm telling her story, and she says I better not tell her story without showing how pretty she is. Stay. And it's called Hello. Hello. This is Jade Fox Freelander speaking to you. I was a lucky bird. I had two daddies, Doug Freelander and Nelson Fox. My daddy, Doug, called me that name when I did something really bad. Maybe I destroyed something or bit him too hard, but I did something wrong. Daddy Nelson thought it sounded funny, but I liked it. I have really bad news, and my daddy Nelson can't tell you without crying and crying, so he asked me to tell you. I, Jade Fox Freelander, died yesterday. No, really, I really did die, but I'll get to that part of my story later. Hello. This means I was always wanted and always loved. My daddy Doug accidentally left the parrot before me in the car on a hot day and it died. He desperately wanted another parrot. He found out a place in Ojai called Bird in a Hand. They had all sorts of exotic birds. I was not fully weaned and was mostly just a ball of fuzz and green feathers. It was against their policy to give a bird so young, but he was so heartbroken they made an exception. But I would need to be weaned from a syringe for several months still. My daddy Doug would always tell people afterwards that I thought he laid the egg. Once I was fully weaned, Daddy Nelson was the one who took care of me and spoiled me. Hello? In other words, my vocabulary is rather limited. I say, I love you, pretty bird, hi birdie, but mostly I say hello. You must have noticed by now. Hello can mean anything. It can mean I want to go to my morning cage, or I want to go to the cage in the bedroom. But usually hello meant feed me. I always started out saying hello sweetly, but if my hello would get edgier if Daddy Nelson wasn't listening to me. I could also laugh, and I always knew a punchline. Whenever I heard a joke on TV, I laughed it with the audience, not after they began to laugh. I laughed with them. Oh, and I was bilingual. I could speak dog. We had big dogs. Mama dog was a German Shepherd, and her pups were Doberman Shepherd mix. When I got excited, they got excited, they would howl and bark. So I would howl and bark when I got excited. When I howled, Daddy Nelson howls with me and says we're singing the song of the doggies. And he remembered the doggies he loved so much. Hello! But of course this means I had a very exciting life. I was a star of the show at the Ojai Art Center. I was Fagin's bird in a production of Oliver. What's that? A stuffed animal could play Fagin's bird? Well, could a stuffed animal fly away from Fagin, my daddy Doug, and have him catch me in mid-flight? Or could a stuffed animal poop right on cue during a quiet beat in Fagin's climactic song when they were doing the illegal filming of the show? I think not. Well, after that, I retired from the stage, but did a lot of Renaissance fairs all over the state. I had an exciting life. Hello? As Jade wraps it up, I lived with my daddies for 33 years. Daddy Doug died, but Daddy Nelson still took care of me. My daddies were told I could live to be 100 years old in captivity. 33 years wasn't nearly enough. I have so many stories I could tell. How I woke up my daddies because I could feel the earthquake before they could. Or how I love car rides because it was like flying. Or once I got jealous of my stepsister Laurel, so I jumped down and I bit her on the shoe. She wasn't impressed. But, oh, I should say that I got sick. All I could say was hello, but I stopped saying that. My eating decreased, and I kept falling off my perch. But I would and gasped for air, but I always got up. I kept fighting. The day before I died, my favorite human after my daddy came to visit. I'm shy around strangers, but I grew to love him. I was so happy to see him, I let him rub my beak and my head, and I made happy noises, and I hadn't made any sound all week. I fought hard, but Saturday I stopped fighting. I breathed my last. But my second favorite human came over to comfort my grieving Daddy Nelson. Hello! In other words, don't worry about me. I'm with the mother dog and her pups, and we're singing the doggy song, and we're thinking of our Daddy Nelson. I'm trying to teach them to say hello, but they have a limited vocabulary. But it gives me something to do. I'll wait for my daddy and my second favorite human to join me. Hello, Birdie P.S. I had a wonderful life. It was very exciting, and I was always loved. And my daddy Nelson even put me in his will so I'd be taken care of. I was one lucky bird. I'm sorry I had to leave him. Hello, and good night.
Aww.